Well, hello. We are looking at Screencastify today. I'm excited to share with you because Screencastify is one of my favorite tools for using with Google Classroom. Google Classroom is great, but adding that multimedia element just elevates it right up. And Screencastify is a free way that I can do this. I'm going to go switch over here. All right, so we are doing Back to Classroom. We're using the hashtag Back to Classroom, looking at Screencastify today, and specifically, we are using the hashtag Back to Classroom. We're doing Screencastify, and specifically we're looking at the Google Drive folder that goes along with Screencastify. Now, if you would please join us at backtoclassroom.org, backtoclassroom.org. That's where you can find this video and several other resources, tips, and suggestions on tools that integrate really nicely with Google Classroom along with Google Classroom tips. So I've been posting some different Google Classroom tips, and I would love for you to post yours at backtoclassroom.org. That is a Facebook group, and we hope that you can join us. And as you're using different social media platforms, please share your tips for using Google Classroom or integrating with Google Classroom using the hashtag Back to Classroom. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this. We are looking at Screencastify today, and we're going to do some screen recordings to save to Google Drive. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is go to screencastify.com. I had a slide that said screencastify.com, and it disappeared on me. Okay, I'm at screencastify.com. I'm going to want to create an account. I'm going to add it to Chrome. It's free. I'm going to add to Chrome, add the extension. Okay, and I'm just going to put this down here in the chat, screencastify.com. And then here is the Chrome extension for you to install. Okay, so now that I have the Chrome extension installed, I am going to be able to find it under this puzzle piece. So when you install new Chrome extensions, do be aware that it hides them under the puzzle piece, and you're going to want to use this push pin icon to pin it up into the extension shelf. All right, so now I'm going to be able to find this. I'm going to come back to my presentation, and when I click on Screencastify, it's going to want me to sign in with my Google account. So I'm putting my password in. Agree to the terms of service. I am a teacher. Okay, I'm going to enable my webcam and mics. You'll notice I have to do this twice. I need to put it up here in the upper left-hand corner to allow. I don't think that little pop-up showed up in the video, but it did do that. I'm going to go ahead and enable these tools, allow. And that's really how easy it was to get set up with Screencastify. So I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to click again on the Screencastify Chrome extension. It's going to give me some options. Do I just want to record this browser tab? Do I want to record my entire desktop? Or do I want to use my webcam? And when I'm doing the web, I usually do desktop. I'm going to embed the webcam. So I'd love that as I can have my face along with what I'm recording. And I click record. And I'm selecting that I'm only going to do this window. Ah, look at that. So we have some different fun options that you can see on here. It is putting my video down in the corner, so that will show up in my recording. I did say to show the tools. So I can use a pen on my screen. I can clear that. I can go back, stop. No, I don't want to stop the recording. Sorry. I want to go back to here. I can draw a rectangle and go back. I can use an eraser and erase this. So lots of fun tools that I can use while I'm doing my recording. So this is a great way to give students a tutorial on how to use different tech tools, or I love to use it for giving students feedback. So when I'm in Google Classroom looking at student work, I'm going to turn on Screencastify because if I'm going to look at their work, I might as well record it. All right, so when I'm done, I'm going to go ahead here and end the recording. Okay, I'm going to skip this tour. Now, a couple of things that you'll notice is it immediately opened up into a new tab. And I'm going to be able to see here where it says Untitled. I want to rename this. It doesn't keep saying Untitled. Now, this actually saved to Google Drive. It's in Google Drive. Let's go take a look. I'm going to go to drive.google.com. And what I'm looking for is a folder. Do you see how I have a folder that says Screencastify? I have this nice Screencastify folder. So that is only created after you make your first recording. So you're not going to have it if you've not made a recording. Well, let's go ahead and open this up, and you can see that I have my video in there. And if I go to the sharing settings, you'll see that it says restricted. This video is private. Okay, so that's what we're looking at today, is the fact that your videos saved to Google Drive. Yes, that's all I really want in life, is to have them in Google Drive. And then I want to go over to, I'm going to come back. I'm going to single click on this Screencastify folder, and I'm going to click this little man sharing icon up in the toolbar, or you can right click and do share, which is the same icon, but it's under the right click. So I'm going to go ahead and share that. And I'm going to come down and it says share with my school. So I'm going to click on that one so it's no longer restricted. And I want to change it from my school. That's that little building icon. That's what the building icon means. Share with my school. I'm going to change it to anyone with the link. Okay, now let's make another Screencastify video. So I'm going to click on the Screencastify Chrome extension. I'm just going to fire this guy up. I'm going to do this with this window. Okay. So I'm back, I'm recording my screen, I'm going through my slides. We are looking at Screencastify. I can use the mouse. Now when you use the mouse in Screencastify, it puts this nice little circle around it, which is real nice. I guess I can use a fireworks mouse, which is pretty cool. Woo! All right, but I'm gonna stop my recording. So that's how easy it is to make a recording. And I'm just gonna change it from Untitled up here at the top. And I'm going to go look in my Google Drive. So if I go to the Screencastify folder, you'll see that it is there. That second video that I just made is saved in Google Drive. That's one of my favorite things. Okay, so we got some comments here. Thanks, Melody. It is so easy. Yes, that's how you do it. So we're going to click on a folder and the man icon, and we're going to change it to anyone with the link. Thanks for following along with that. I appreciate it. So I'm going to see these in here, but I'm going to, on this second one that I made, I'm just going to go to the sharing icon, and you're going to notice it says down here, anyone with the link can view. So remember before when I looked at these videos, it said that they were restricted, and instead, now that I changed the folder permissions, all the videos in the folder are viewable. So that just helps me out a little bit. Now you can download these, put them in YouTube if you want, but there are some really nice advantages to running them from Google Drive. Now, if you're using Google Classroom, it's almost a non-issue. So I'm going to come over here to Classroom. I'm not sure if this particular account is teaching any classes. Got it. I am. I'm teaching this one. So I'm going to create an assignment. It's a fake account that I have. And notice that I'm in this assignment. At the very first icon says Google Drive. I'm going to add this file to Google Drive. And there's my video right there. Because Screencastify saves to Google Drive, Screencastify saves to Google Drive is literally this easy to add videos into my assignments or into my announcements. Oh, thanks, Kelly. Thanks for joining them. Yes, I always number my title, and I try to put any attachments that I'm doing into an assignment to match the numbering. So I'm in number 003. Tutorial on the tools we are using. We want to hashtag back to classroom, and I'll put a link here, www.backtoclassroom.org. Please join us over there. I'm going to add another video. I'm just going to click on the Screencastify logo. Now you'll see this video is not done rendering. You can tell because it has the default icon and it's not showing the full video. That is okay because it's just linking from Drive in Google Classroom. So I can still add it in there even though it wasn't done rendering, and I can just go ahead and assign. So let's go ahead and make one more Screencastify video. I'm going to click on the Screencastify logo, Chrome extension. I'm going to record it. I'm going to record this window. All right. We are at backtoclassroom.org, and we are using Screencastify. Now, these tools that I'm using don't really save to the slides that I'm doing, but rather just to the recording. I am making annotations on the recording, and we're looking at Google Drive, which I'm very excited about. I'm going to stop my recording. This saves to Google Drive. Yes. I'm just going to call this announcement. So I'm going to come back here to Google Classroom. I'm going to come to the classwork, the stream. I'm going to make an announcement to my class. Okay, and I'm going to, again, just click on the Google Drive icon. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't actually have to rename it, but I don't want it to say Untitled because they're going to see the title of that video right here in the announcement. Watch this and post. So that's it. That is how easy it is to share and use with Screencastify using Google Classroom. But do remember that I highly encourage you to, and this is separate from Google Classroom, but to set the sharing permissions on the folder in Google Drive. So that way, if you're not sharing in Classroom, you have another way to make sure the video is viewable. Okay, actually, you know, I'll make another point on this. Let me come back here to my video. Let me go to slides. Should have pointed this. So Alice, why do I need it from Google Drive? Because when I'm in Google Slides, I can do insert, video. When I insert video, you'll notice I do have the option for Google Drive. And here's that Screencastify video I made. If you don't change the sharing permissions in Drive, this video will not be able to be seen by your students or your parents or whoever you're sharing this Google Slides with. So while it's irrelevant what you do with the sharing permissions, so long as you're sharing the Screencastify videos to Google Classroom, it does matter with Google Slides and other places where you share it outside of Google Classroom. You need to make sure those sharing permissions are set. So make sure you're in Google Drive, you single click on the Screencastify folder, click the Share Man icon, and you make sure that it is anyone with the link can view. And now you have full confidence that all your videos that you embed in Google Sites, into Google Slides, or that you just share the video, that those are visible to anyone. All right, thanks, Melody. Screencastify saves to Drive. It really cuts down time when you're trying to upload. Exactly, because I don't have to spend any time uploading, which is a huge time saver. All right, well, thank you for joining me. Please use the hashtag #BackToClassroom and share all of your classroom tips on things like Moat, Schoolytics, Screencastify, and your other favorite tools that work with Classroom, or just your Google Classroom tips, and we can continue the conversation on backtoclassroom.org.